Man, what a game until the refs said, nah, chill. We're not going to give you this. We're not going to give you a down to the wire finish in OKC.
Yeah, man.
That's what they said, Kwab. That's what they said.
It becomes now all the narrative is going to be about the refs and not the game.
All the narratives. We can't even give proper credit to the OKC Thunder. Yes, we can, actually.
Yes, we can.
And we will. Let's get to the box score. The OKC Thunder beat the Lakers 136-120. SGA had 42. J-Dub had 26. Lou Dort went off in the first quarter specifically. He had 17. LeBron played well for the most part. Did have a sloppy second quarter, 28 points and 7 rebounds. Austin Reeves continues to play well, 24 points. And Luka had 23 points before he got ejected. Let's not talk about the ejection right away. I think that's the elephant in the room, but I want to address it after the fact that we give the Thunder props, right? They won the game.
Yeah.
The Lakers were not able to stop him. Aside from like the third quarter, when I think Vando kind of set the tone there for the Lakers, and they seemed to be more on the ball, pressuring, point of attack, swarming on the basketball in the paint. They picked up their level of intensity on the defensive side of the basketball in the third quarter, and genuinely, I thought they were going to win the game, like just because of that. You know, in the first quarter, both teams shot their asses off from three. The Lakers were 9 for 13 from three. The Thunder were 7 for 11. But, you know, going back to last game, you know, the Lakers just had, for the most part, scored at will on this Thunder defense. And it's interesting because, again, we talk about the point of attack, right? Point of attack. But when you have LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves controlling the basketball and then, you know, pick and roll situations, it is kind of hard to guard that. And even with Luka, who had a good first quarter shooting the basketball, I thought he didn't make the right decisions each time in the drop, and they were trapping him, or they were dropping, or they were trapping him. And Luka, the easy pass is the first pass, you know, the guy who comes off the double, and Luka didn't, for the most part, actually didn't pass that guy the basketball, which I found interesting. The Thunder's game plan was to never leave Luka, and also to trap him or double him in like drop situations off the pick and roll, and leaves players like Goodwin or DFS or Gabe Vincent open, you know, and have them make decisions. But the Lakers, for the most part, I mean, especially in the first quarter, they got any shot they wanted, shot open threes, and it looked like this was going to be a barn burner where just both, it was like who can play defense first, and the Lakers seemed to figure it out in the third, went away in the fourth. SGA, really aggressive, getting into the paint, same with J-Dub. I thought the Thunder played really well on offense, just as well as the Lakers did, and they were able to come away with a victory. One I think they deserve a lot of credit for, regardless of the ejection or not.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to obviously always give props to the winning team. Like, Shai came out very, very aggressive, and he looked completely different compared to the previous game in terms of getting to the rim, getting to his shots. Same with Jalen Williams, also very aggressive. Like you said, they hit a lot of threes in that course of the first quarter and the first half. Like, I think they were in the 70s in the first half, which was hilarious because there were games going on at the same time. I think the Knicks-Celtics game was going on at the same time, and that was like in the 70s in the third, fourth quarter. So I'm sorry I had to mention that. Just want to throw that in there.
I was watching both games, and let's just say that I wasn't happily watching the Lakers Thunder game.
But with the Thunder, they got usually when I always talk about Thunder, the formula is they're gonna get your consistent play from Shai, from Jalen, on the defensive side from Lou Dort. And then they always get somebody from the bench comes off and provides a spark or provides like either scoring or defensive help. This game it was Alex Caruso and Cason Wallace.
Yeah,
both came off the bench and made an impact and affected the course of the game. I expected the Thunder to win this game anyway. Just going into it, I felt like the Thunder, because it's a home game, coming off like what felt like a very embarrassing loss. Like, it just didn't look like the defensive juggernaut that we're used to. So I expected them to be more aggressive on both sides of the ball. So when the game was progressing, I was like, okay, this is going to come down to a great ending. This feels like a playoff game. Awesome. And then the ejection happened, which was stupid.
It just pissed me off on so many levels. And listen, let me just be the first one to say, I think Luka's a freaking baby, bro. Like
Yep.
he's just so annoying to watch sometimes. He complains all the damn time, and I understand that. But you cannot, especially you already had a technical foul. You can't give a second technical foul to Luka.
For talking to a
this
fan.
is like
For
this is
talking to a
huge. I
fan.
mean, forget the fact that this is like Thunder Lakers. Forget the fact that he's Luka. The Lakers are the 3 seed right now, and they're still the 3 seed, fighting to stay above the threshold to avoid the play-in. Like, this is a very, very, very important game for the Lakers. Not so much
They're
for the Thunder.
basically in playoff mode. They're trying to make sure they don't fall down in the play-in or whatever. So they're trying to get the right seed. And so this is a very, very important game that they wanted to win. Like they had everybody was apart from Rui, everybody was playing. Like people didn't expect that. So
JJ said that before the game started. Like, no, we're going out there. We're going to try to win all 4 games that we have left.
Yeah.
And they should, right? You want to get the 3 seed. You want home court advantage. You want to stay out of the play-in. And I don't think the Lakers are going to get into the play-in, but still, you never know. Like, you don't know. This West is so crazy. You don't know who's going to drop to the 7 seed. It could be you. You could lose 3-4 straight. You have no idea. And I just thought, I don't know what's going through a ref's head at that point. I understand that it sucks being yelled at. We were both actually referees. Fun fact for people who watch this show. So I understand what it's like to be yelled at and to be like
that was short lived for me. I was like, I'm not doing this. Not for me. Not for me. But I get it. I get it. I just like, okay, here's my other thing, right? We recapped Houston Golden State, and the whistle that Draymond has in comparison to everybody else blows my mind, because watch Draymond basically tell a ref, call something, like basically baited the ref to call a technical on him. Got that, and then was clapping like just demonstrative to a ref, and nothing was called. And it was just like, everybody's like, oh man, that's just Draymond. Which I get. You built that reputation for yourself. I understand. And to your point, like a lot of times with the Luka, with the complaining and all that shit, like it feels like it gets old at times. But in that moment, when he already has a technical, you don't make that call.
Right.
You don't make that, because that to a lot of people who watch that game, and this is gonna be the narrative that's spun tomorrow. On all the talk shows, it's going to be like, that decided the game. Which kind of, I mean,
it sucks if you're a Thunder fan and you're looking for your get back. And I genuinely don't know who was going to win the game, because it was a very close game.
Yeah.
But the Thunder played well. It's not like the Thunder didn't play well enough to say that, like, definitive. But you can't definitively say they were going to win that game.
Yeah, you can't. But to me, it felt like the whole game. I felt like the Thunder were going to pull out the game, especially being home. Yeah. Again, how aggressive they were playing, all that. But that happening kind of took the air out the game. It's just like, come on, man. And also, to your point earlier, when you're talking about how Luka was playing in the first half in terms of some of the reads he was making, it wasn't necessarily like the right reads you expected him to make. I think this is the first time I was watching the game I could tell, like, LeBron was like visibly annoyed at some of the turnovers that, like, or some of the plays like Luka was making. Yeah. Like, and he's never been, I don't think the games I've watched so far, you've never seen him do that, like, directed at Luka. It's usually directed at other players. Yeah. When he's kind of like, come on, like, with the hands, and like they're annoyed. And this is the first time I'm like, oh, he's annoyed at what's happening.
Well, yeah, because LeBron, I mean, there was a play in I think the third quarter where LeBron was running the pick and roll, and they trapped him, and he hit the pocket right away with the roller. I forgot who it was. I think hit someone in the corner. I don't remember who the players were, but it was just like very quick, like pocket pass to the corner 3. Like, and that's what LeBron expects. Like, you play the game. Yeah. And Luka was just and credit to OKC, because I think a lot of it also was they were kind of trapping, like kind of soft trapping him, like in the drop coverage. And then what happened was the really good one would be out on at the top of the key, but they would have the weak side defender kind of cheating over. So maybe that's what Luka saw, and he was maybe waiting for that weak side defender to make a decision. Like, because if you go to the top of the key, then I'm hitting the corner. If you don't, then I'm going to. But he never hit the top. He would just take a shot, or he would do something else. So that's why I was thinking, well, like, to me, it's just like, you just hit the top. guy at the top of the key. He's a professional basketball player. Have him shoot. And if he can't hit, that's up to JJ to take him out. You have shooters to spread the floor, like you do. So it was just kind of confusing. I liked OKC's game plan for the most part, and they picked up the defensive intensity after Luka got ejected.
Which they should. They should.
So yeah, I overall it was just a fun game to watch, especially because OKC's been the best defensive team all year, and I feel like the Lakers were giving them fits, twice in a row, and we almost the score of the game was 43-43 after one quarter, which is freaking crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and also I want to add to the refs. Sorry, to add to the refs, just one more thing too. It's also just as a neutral fan, right? I'm a Knicks fan, Kwab, you're a Net fan, and for people who do podcasting, like this Lakers team is new, right? And so we haven't really seen them a lot in situations, down 2, minute left. What are they going to do? Like especially against the best defense in the league, and that's what I was looking forward to, like kind of like the chess match, to see what kind of sets they run, what kind of sets OKC runs, how do they guard each other. Like that was something I was looking forward to as I was watching my favorite team in a freaking thriller in overtime. I was still watching both games. I had 2 TVs right here. That's in my head what I was thinking in the fourth quarter. I was like, okay, I could pay attention. I don't have to pay too much attention, just realize what's going on. But once that hits clutch time, I really have to focus on the Thunder Lakers. And then when he got ejected, it was like you just robbed me of a it's like you just you cut the cord on my favorite TV show. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, because to your point, like I was excited to see like if it ends up being like a close game and. For example, Lakers are offense. Like, what lineup is OKC going to put out there? Like, are they going to put out there Caruso, Dort?
Isaiah, Chet? Like, are you doing both bigs? Because I don't know if you can. Yeah,
you don't know if you can. Yeah, you have all the like in terms of like the defensive personnel. They have so many players they can throw at you. Yeah. So I was wondering like what's going to be the matchup like as the game gets tighter because in your minds, OKC always feels like they can get their points. Like we know they're going to go through Shai. And if not, like we know what the personnel is when it comes down to offense. Defensive wise, they can throw so many people at you. Like they had Case and Wallace guarding LeBron, Lou Dort in certain instances. I think even Isaiah Joe and Wiggins. So they have different people. So in the course of a close game against this team, I was excited to see, hey, what's it going to look like, and what is OKC going to run? Are they going to throw zone at a certain point, or like just to see? And like you're right, like it got. I mean, it didn't happen, but it is what it is. That's why the game's the game. But there's more question, I guess, for you, but also for the OKC fans who end up seeing this video. Are you guys at all worried about the Lakers if this was a playoff matchup?
Well, you're asking me, yes.
Yeah, like I know the answer for you is yes, because you feel like the Lakers could beat the OKC in the playoff matchup.
I think they're probably the biggest threat to OKC, and I don't mean that in the sense where I think the Lakers are the second best team. I just mean like matchup wise, I think the Lakers are very dangerous for OKC. I don't think you can really play the Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein lineup too much because they're going to spread you out. The point of attack defense that works so well against any team that they've played. You got Luka and LeBron, who are 2 of the best ball handlers and decision makers typically in the league, and who can hit tough shots. You know what I mean? It's not like you're going to stop them. And then Austin Reeves too, man, as a number 3 option, has come into his own. He's another person who can get going. I worry about that because we talk about the Thunder all the time about how because their defense is so good, their offensive ceiling doesn't have to be as high. Yeah. But with the Lakers, they're going to need to put up points like they did today. SGA is going to have like 35, 40 points to beat the Lakers. And you can do that 4 times? I think you can. I would slightly favor OKC. If you were to put a water gun to my head right now, I think I'd take OKC at 7, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Lakers won. And it would worry me. If I was a Thunder fan, I'd be worried.
Are you shocked that well, I am. I'm asking this because I'm usually when I watch the game, I was there were moments I was like shocked about that. OKC doesn't not mismatch hunt, but like basically hunt like Luka, like the Celtics did when they played the Lakers.
Luka can't stay in front of SGA. He can't stay in front of SGA. He can't stay in front of Jay Williams. He can't stay. Caruso went at him a few times.
So that's what I'm saying. Like to me, it's like why, like watching when I watched the Lakers play the Celtics, the Celtics basically were like, whoever has the ball, like set a screen. Whoever Luka's man, set a screen so I can go at him.
Yeah, it's the way they attack Cat.
Yeah, So it's like set a screen so that you can go out and it's like set a screen and go against Luka. So to me, I'm like that's going to be a factor if they do match up in the playoffs because it's like SGA probably most likely should be the MVP. I say it. I don't care. It should be the MVP. I don't care. I said it.
There aren't gonna be any Nuggets fans watching this. Just saying.
Should be the MVP. With the way he gets to the spot, scores easily, takes all the ball, like leading scorer in the NBA. Like you should be attacking. Like I feel like Luke every single possession. Yeah, every single possession. So I can, like you said, I can understand how you like that they cause Lakers could be a matchup problem in the playoff series. Like, but I'm with you. I'll pick OKC in a pinch. So.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our recap. The Thunder beat the Lakers 136-120. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're doing.
but it's going to get done.
Yeah, we might do a full episode. I have a lot to say about the Celtics-Knicks that I'm going to say to Kwab once we end this show right now. And then we'll go from there. If you want to follow the Dime, you can everywhere at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab AKS. We'll see you another time for another episode of the Dime. Let me spin. Peace.